in the first 15 or so minutes.
So Rangers clearly have to score, and preferably score early. We suspected before the game that they would have to get a goal. Do you think they're capable of it, Gordon?
I think it's going to be tougher now. I think I liked the Rangers set up at the beginning of the game, the team they had out, the formation, and I think it's been weakened now with Gavin Ray off. I thought that it'd be a lot better with a three tight in midfield, being able to compete in there, and I don't think that will happen as much the second half. I would say now I would expect Celtic to go on and win the game now.
Well, these Celtic fans certainly think so. If they do, of course, they'll go 11 points clear with 19 games to go, and that would take an awful lot of pulling back, even with 2 more Old Firm matches to come. Some of the emails and texts going through interesting, though. I'm not sure that the views that Rangers aren't at the races and Celtic are winning this easily, I would agree with Paul. It's not been that kind of game for me.
I think Rangers for 20 minutes, I thought they were terrific. And Alex will be proud of his players, and he'll be trying to say to them, let's try and repeat that. We've got nothing to lose now. You know, let's go for the game. Let's be positive. Let's be offensive. Let's try and ask questions of Celtic. You can't sit back against Celtic, Dougie. You get absolutely annihilated. So I think, and I'm sure they'll come out with a very positive frame of mind, you know, to get their foot. What I think I've got to do is keep the ball better and try and frustrate the home supporters. That's one area of the game where I think they've just sort of lacked a little bit in that area.
And I think Alec Gordon, surely he's got to risk losing maybe 3-0 to get this goal, because there's no point losing this one 1-0. He's got to have a go, hasn't he?
Not at all, but as I say, I think his team's been weakened by what's happened with Gavin Regan off and Moles coming on. Avalad has dropped into midfield. I just think it's a tall order for them now in order to get things going. Might have to push Rickson into midfield. I think that would be the next move in order to try and get something from this game.
All right, just a word for Stuart Dougal, who I think's handled the game pretty well so far. No major controversies. 1-0 Celtic leads. It's the second half at Celtic Park. Let's go back to Robin Sandy.
Pre-match, the bookies had Celtic as odds-on favourites. Nothing has happened since kick-off to change anyone's mind. Celtic have barely put a foot wrong in the league this season. 8 points ahead after 18 games. It could be 11 after 19. And only once in the last 11 league meetings with Rangers have Celtic lost. That's an incredible statistic. It's in league games, I should stress, and Celtic halfway towards 10 wins in 10 home league games this season. They've scored 40 goals, number 40 headed home by Stilian Petrov, despite the best efforts of the outstanding Stefan Klos, who certainly doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. Rangers have 45 minutes to do something about a losing situation. They are 1 down halfway through in the second Old Firm match of the season. Rangers looking to start the second half the way they started the first, but having had to make a reshuffle of their side in the first 45 minutes with Gavin Ray having gone off injured and Michael Moles on in his place. But Celtic have that winning habit which they want to keep up.
They're certainly very strong, especially at Celtic Park. As you said, 9 wins out of 9 so far in the league this season. Tremendous record. I'm sure Alan McLeish had 1 or 2 words to say to 1 or 2 players at half-time, and they'll be looking for a response.
Chris Burke, Fernando Rickson in the overlap, almost deflected into the path of Shota Arveladze before Rob Douglas came to claim it. And Chris Burke then back defending. McNamara to Hartson. The layoff well anticipated by Henningberg. Mikel Arteta couldn't keep it. Good ball winning from Moore against Hartson. Agat under pressure from Lovenkrantz. Celtic's throw. Didier Agat almost carving out the second goal for Celtic as he set up Alan Thompson for the near post header, which went just a foot wide of the post. Craig Moore sticking very close to John Hartson, who's got this incredible recent record of scoring Old Firm league goals. 4 and 4 for him. And if it's 5 and 5, it's a new club record. Chris Sutton shut down quickly by Bob Malcolm. Petrov, that was out before he whipped in the cross. He's been outstanding so far, Sandy.
Petrov's played very well. He's a modern midfield player, box to box, a real threat going forward, and he's also very willing to work back and help his defenders. And he scored that all-important opening goal today.
And Stefan Klos, with the scoreline to remain the same at full time, would feel himself very hard done by. A stunning stop from Bobo Balde, and you can say the same about the save from Petrov. Unfortunate though he was to see the ball spin over the line. That's Varga.
The one thing about Michael Moll, sorry Rob, he's not going to win many high balls in the air. If Michael Ball there playing that high ball forward, Varga and Balde will win that every single time. There's got to be the right service to the strikers for Rangers, into feet or in behind.
Arteta plays it back with a fair bit of power to Stefan Klos, chested down by the goalkeeper. But it's going to take a better effort than that to beat Klos.
You can see the way Celtic are playing. As soon as the Rangers try to build from the back, Celtic close them down right away, not allowing the forward pass, making life difficult for them to find Moles or Arveladze.
Michael Ball's pass deflected off Petrov. Arteta looking to pull the strings in the midfield. Easier said than done. Lovenkrands back to Malcolm. Varga brushing aside Michael Moles as he powered the header away. Just your point, Sandy. That sort of delivery really doesn't play to Michael Moles' strong point. Didier Gats with Peter Lovenkrands heading after him. Celtic keeping possession under pressure, which they do so well. Moore wins it for Rangers. Moles way off, Arveladze to Arteta. Michael Ball heads forwards. Lovenkrands with the cross. Celtic throw.
I think Lovenkrands was waiting for young Chris Buck to come into the back post area there.
Henningberg and Craig Moore alongside him. Michael Moles performing minor miracles in retaining the ball. Fernando Rickson, time to measure the cross. But first there is Stan Varga. Arteta. And Malcolm. Back to Rickson. Rickson supplies some energy. But it's terrific challenge, firstly from Balde. And Thompson looking to link with Larsson. Michael Ball to Michael Moles. It was a giant leap by Stan Varga to cut out the through ball. Sutton caught. by the boot of Arteta. There was a little dust-up between the pair in the first half. This time it's going to be yellow for Arteta.
I don't know if that was justified, the yellow card. It's certainly a free kick. Chris Sutton getting to the ball first, but I don't think Arteta knew where he was. Came from his blind side. Certainly contact made though.
Certainly an argument that was no less serious than Sutton's challenge on Arteta in the first half.
No, I think it's a soft yellow to say the least. It's just watching the way the game's going now. Celtic are quite happy to sit at the back, let Rangers play across the middle of the field and try to clear any danger as soon as they get anywhere near their goal. Talk about Petrov playing well today. Bobo Baldé's also had a marvellous game, snuffing out anything that Rangers have threatened so far.
Celtic's throw. 09011 110 861 for man of the match. Sandy will decide later. Eight minutes into the second half. Alec McLeish getting his message across. What is it, Chick?
It's about squeezing the game, Robbie. He wants to push on a little bit more. He thinks everyone's sitting back a little bit. Have a go at Celtic in this opening spell in the second half. Telling Rickson as he's doing now to get forward down the right side.
Burke against Varga. Free kick is given. Well, the assistant referee was signalling a goal kick. At the same time, he was being overruled by Stuart Dougal, who said that's a free kick, almost at the corner flag.
That amazes me. Why can't an assistant who's only 2 yards away give that decision? Why does the referee have to give it?
Five in the box for Rangers. Mikel Arteta plays it in, and Craig Moore got his head to it, and he couldn't hit the target.
Not for the first time, Craig Moore winning a header from a set piece inside the Celtic box. But that time was a good challenge from John Hartson. The young buck does well. It's good play from Rangers. Switch of play to the right hand side. It was Rickson who played into towards the corner flag, and that's the free kick there for the pullback. The referee can't really see that properly, but awards a free kick. His assistant 2 yards away didn't award it.
Yeah, it was Wilson Irvine on this side, the main stand side, who immediately indicated that there was a goal kick. And Stuart Dougal from 30 yards away said no, free kick. And I think from 30 yards away, the better view. Burke for Moles. McNamara emerges with the ball. Petrov. That's well won by Lovenkrantz, won back by Agat. He's been an impressive performer here for Celtic on his comeback to the first team. Petrov again, so strong on the ball. Thompson. Caught by Craig Moore, Thompson. But play goes on. McNamara into Larsson, the turn and the shot, off balance, off target, and Alan Thompson not happy with the Moore challenge.
I think the referee played advantage there, but this is the move afterwards. The ball into Henrik Larsson. It's a good turn. Henrik Berg close to him, just allowing the striker to turn and get the shot, but well off target.
Rickson loses it. I thought Stuart Dougal lost his whistle there for a minute, but he has blown for the free kick.
He could maybe have played advantage here for Rangers. Eventually a free kick against Chris Sutton. Good play from Michael Moles. Give him the right service, he'll certainly hold on to the ball, create opportunities for supporting players.
Alan Thompson was aggrieved at a couple of challenges. Stuart Dougal has explained himself to the Celtic midfielder. Peter Lovenkrantz plays the ball 50 yards back to Bob Malcolm.
And just look at Alan McLeish there, he's absolutely raging. It's a free kick for Rangers inside the centre circle, chance to get the ball into the box, and they end up defending again.
Peter Lovenkrands still to do any real damage to the Celtic defence.
It's funny you mentioned that name, because Alex McLeish has been screaming the full width of the park to Lovenkrands, and whether it's matching the runs of the Gat as well or getting forward and getting into the game, I'm not quite sure. He's now speaking to Rickson to get the message all the way across to Peter Lovenkrands. You'll find that he'll be a flea in his ear from the manager again.
Michael Moles kept out again by Bobo Balde. Malcolm to ball. Finds his way through to Arvalata. And the pass infield is 10 yards behind Lovenkrands. It's disjointed from Rangers. And Celtic have it back with Hartson. Larsson taken out off the ball. And it's a yellow card for Craig Moore. He wasn't the last man, so no question that this is going to be red.
Well, I can see Craig Moore, he's caught a little bit. Maybe that's the lack of match fitness that we spoke about earlier. Caught a little bit in the hop there, but Henningberg, I'm sure, would have got to the ball first. But yellow card, no complaints, I'm sure, from the Rangers skipper.
Craig Moore explaining to him that Larsson he wasn't going to catch him, so he had to trip him. Don't phone us for goal of the month, by the way. The phone number not working at the moment for technical reasons, so don't phone. Thompson's free kick, and it's off the post from Larsson. And a furious exchange between Kloss and Rickson.
I'm not too sure if Stefan Kloss saves this, but it's a good ball in from Alan Thompson. Larsson getting to it first. No, Kloss didn't get a touch on it. If it'd been going in, I'm sure the goalkeeper would have saved it. But not too happy with Fernando Rickson for allowing Larsson to get the shot on target.
That's a brilliant effort by Henrik Larsson. He knows where the goal is. Thompson's corner. John Hartson trying to get there. Stan Varga does. It's 2-0 Celtic. 14 minutes into the second half. A major inquiry at the heart of the Rangers' defence.
Again, it's from the set piece. Rangers can't win the first ball. Lucky to get away with the last shot that hits the post from the resulting corner. They lose the first one. Bobo Balde wins it. And Michael Ball standing ball watching, doesn't pick up Varga. Kloss tries to get there, can't get there in time. And Varga knocks it in the net from 2 yards. But look at Michael Ball.
Well, there were 3 or 4 Rangers players static inside the penalty box. Celtic were on the move, and Bobo Balde set up Stan Varga for his 4th Celtic goal. It's the second of the second Old Firm match of the season, and you would now reckon there's no way back for Rangers.
It's going to be really difficult for Rangers now, and also a test of character.
Chick, I can only imagine what Alex McLeish, as an outstanding defender in his time, thought of that Rangers performance there and conceding the second goal.
Well, when he went in, he just stood and shook his head in disgust, and I guess that's exactly what was good through his head. He's been looking at defending before that, Rob, and I think he was taking notes in his little black book then.
Arvalata to Burke. Curling effort from Chris Burke, and Rob Douglas watches it wide.
He's unlucky, Chris Burke here. I'd maybe like to have seen him take on the full back, around the outside and see if he could get to the dead ball line. But I like to cut inside, try to curl it round Rob Douglas, but the big goalkeeper knows it's going wide.
He's done his reputation no harm, Chris Burke here. Others in the Rangers team could not say the same, and they will be hearing all about it from the management team of McLeish, Watson and Wouters, because at the set piece their Rangers were caught cold, and Celtic always likely to punish you if you don't mark your men.
The strange Rangers seem to take the threat away from Celtic for the first 15 minutes of the second half, but 2 set pieces. The first one played into Larsson, who hit the post. The second one, the corner kick, Celtic get a goal from it. That's been a massive problem today for Rangers set pieces.
Foul by Balde on Malcolm. Rickson. Now Arteta. Michael Ball shaping for the cross, took a deflection on its way in. Rob Douglas emerges with the ball.
That's an easy one for the big goalkeeper. The deflection knocked the ball high into the air. There's no way the big goalkeeper's not going to collect that one.
A Bulgarian and a Slovakian with the 2 goals. Petrov and Varga, 2-0 Celtic. And that, of course, after Henrik Larsson had threatened to make it 2 with that clever flick, which came back off the post. And Stefan Klos will feel he's been horribly exposed this afternoon.
Well, as we said before, Celtic are so big at set pieces, but you need a lot of help. You have to make sure there's a decent challenge on the ball so there isn't a clear header. Petrov unchallenged, Varga unchallenged.
In from Michael Ball, and the diving header by Bobo Balde. And Balde representing at the heart of the Celtic defence what Rangers haven't really had at the heart of theirs.
Well, he just can't get past Bobo Balde today. He's been immense in the heart of the Celtic defence. He's snuffing out any threat so far.
Malcolm's cross, a little bit of room for Michael Moles. He's tugged the shot wide. A glorious chance to get a goal back.
He's unlucky, Michael Moles. Maybe the first mistake from Bobo Balde. I think the ball just slips through his legs there, giving Moles half a chance. He does everything right across the goalkeeper, but you've got to get it on target. Got to make the goalkeeper work. It's very unfortunate.
And had this gone in, suddenly hope comes alive again for Rangers. And you could see in the reaction of Moles how much that meant that it was the wrong side of the post. It's a foul on Moles.
Michael Moles has done well since he come on. Given the right service, certainly back to goal. He's managed to collect the ball and hold on to it and let Rangers push up the field a little bit.
It's a question of getting support into him as well, isn't it?
You've got to get there, got to get around about him. Lovenkrands, Buck, Arteta, Arveladze. That really hasn't happened too often.
So Stan Varga will well remember the first Saturday of 2004, because it's his goal which has Celtic 2 goals ahead. That could be the goal that puts Celtic out of sight in this Old Firm fixture. And Stefan Klos was absolutely furious that he was unprotected as Varga bulleted that header home. And with 25 minutes left, it's a tall order for Rangers.
It is. They'll need to score a goal fairly soon if they're going to get back in the match. I'm sure Celtic now will be more than happy to sit back, hold on to this lead and try to play in the counter-attack.
Arteta to Moles. It's a good play again for Moles, bringing Rickson into the game. Balde wins the header, towering above Burke.
And not only win that header, Rob, it's a tremendous pass really to Alan Thompson, allowing Celtic to build again.
Petrov skips away from Ball into Thompson, now Hartson. Celtic on the move. Larsson's cross, headed away by Craig Moore. McNamara. Larsson's nutmeg on Arteta. Obstruction by Mikel Arteta. A Celtic free kick. And Arteta, obviously booked already, will have to beware.
I think that's more great skill from Henrik Larsson. Just a little nutmeg there. Arteta trying to win the ball. Good skill from the Swede. Another set piece for Rangers to defend against.
4 targets for Thompson. Ball's header. Balde onto the second ball. There looked to be a nudge by Rickson on Larsson.
I think there is just a little touch from Fernando Rix, but no way this is going to be a penalty kick. He's just holding his ground as much as anything else.
Certainly lacked something in subtlety from Rickson. And if Rangers lose today, it seems likely now, they will have won only once in 12 Old Firm League games. It's a shocking statistic from their point of view. But Celtic are in command. They have the 2 goals, and they have the run of the game at the moment as well. Lennon to Hartson. Craig Moore just couldn't get near the ball. He does now. And that's a corner.
Great play again from John Hartson. He's so strong, he just can't get anywhere near the ball when he protects it like that. Craig Moore forced to give away the corner kick. Tremendous player, John Hartson. And you think Rangers turned down the opportunity to sign him a few years back?
Yeah, the old knee seems to be holding up okay.
It's still not too bad.
Thompson's corner. Varga threatening again, Balde as well. Corner kick on the other side, flicked behind by Craig Moore.
We speak, Rob, about the threat at set pieces, but the delivery's got to be right. That one from Alan Thompson again, so hard to defend against. The goalkeeper can't come for it, and I'm sure Sterling Petrov will try to do the same from the left-hand side.
Rangers look to get the marking right this time. Petrov's delivery, Arveladze heads it clear. Chris Burke, hitting Berg. McNamara's header. Arteta's pass. Chris Burke. Lovely skill. Then overrun it.
Overcrowded, I think, more than anything else here. Lots of Celtic players round about the youngster. A good play.
Arveladze. Seeing the run of Rickson. Took a deflection off Neil Lennon on its way in. What's Martin O'Neill got to say at the moment, Chick?
I think he's putting with contempt. He's just a little drink to soothe the nerves at the moment, Rob, but I think he's very happy. There's been no sign of, interestingly, from either side of making substitutions. The players have gone out and warmed up, but no change, I think, in the mind of Martin O'Neill at the moment. There's been a conference with Wouters, McLeish and Andy Watson about a change, but that's not forthcoming at the moment either.
So just the one change so far. Gavin Ray withdrawn in the first half because of injury. Michael Mole's on the ball now, his replacement. And the hoop shirts swarming around Burke. The pressure paid off, but it shows how much Celtic concern there is about this young man, that the minute he's on the ball, Celtic have their biggest worry.
That was 2 Celtic players round about him that time. McNamara and Neil Lennon working back there, not allowing Burke to go back the way, and it's good defending from Jackie McNamara. He knows the youngster can't go anywhere, he can't turn back because of Lennon. He just eventually knows he's going to run the ball out the field. But he's done well today, the youngster. He's very experienced, Jackie McNamara. Another good game from him too.
But at this level of intensity, the performance of Burke is very encouraging for Scottish football in general.
Well, there's lots of good young Scottish players coming through, and it's nice to see Chris Burke doing well. I'm sure he'll be a good player for Alan McLeish as the years go by.
Offside is Henrik Larsson, good catch.
I tell you, there's not too much in that. I watched Larsson's movement. He comes back to try and get onside. You'll see him just working back the way slightly before the ball's played, but just not quick enough. It's the yard offside.
Henrik Larsson doing there what Ruud van Nistelrooy does to great effect for Manchester United, which is standing a lot of the time in an offside position.
It's called intelligent play, I think, Rob.
Well, did you do that in your days? Yeah?
No. I was so slow I never got back on side in time.
Taxi for Clark.
I'm still quicker than you though.
Mikel Arteta on the ball. Rangers need to make something happen soon if they're to get any joy at all from this. Good ball through from Burke for Moles. What a challenge, Bobo Baldi. You almost begin to take those defensive interceptions for granted now from Baldi. He does it so often, he reacts so quickly, and just as Moles seemed to have a chance, it was rapidly removed from him by that man, Bobo Baldi.
It was a tremendous challenge from Baldi. You look at the size of him, you think he's all about strength, physique and winning the ball in the air, but he reads the game so well playing that position. Seen the danger from Michael Moles and cleared it up so well. Not for the first time.
Again, it was Chris Burke, the supplier there, Sandy. He's really done everything asked of him.
Well, if you look at Burke, how many problems he's causing Celtic, and you go to the other side and you look at Lovenkrands, really, I can hardly remember him getting a touch second half. That'll be a disappointment for Alec McLeish. Every single player, if you're going to do well in an Old Firm game, they have to contribute.
It's a free kick. Varga on Moles. And of course, Lovenkrands, you're speaking about there, Sandy, he's got such an amazing Old Firm record.
He has. I'm sure Alec McLeish would love him to improve on that today. He's got to get in the game more.
The quiet man, Peter Lovenkrands. He'll get noised up afterwards, I think. Rickson off, and Chip Capucho on.
Yeah, Capucho's coming on. I don't think it's going to be Rickson though that's coming off, Rob. They're doing a little change down at the touchline here. And in fact it's Bob Malcolm, so it's Capucho for Malcolm.
Well, it's the final throw of the dice, I suppose, for Alec McLeish, defensive midfielder off, and the man who might bring them a goal on.
I think Abeladze will have to play in beside Mikel Arteta in midfield now.
Michael Ball's free kick, comfortably dealt with by Celtic. Rickson lofts it back. Here is Capucho. Offside.
It looked as if that was going to be half a chance. Capucho doesn't agree with the assistant. You can see there he's well offside. Good decision from Mr. Irvin that time.
Scored at Dundee last weekend in what was felt to be the best game he's played for Rangers, but overall he's been a big disappointment.
He's such an experienced player. His track record is very good, he just hasn't produced it so far.
Berg's header. Rickson to Burke, won back by the industrious Alan Thompson.
Alan Thompson, that's typical of Celtic today. They've worked so hard not to allow Rangers any time in the ball at all. Just tried to stop Rangers playing their passing game.
Stilian Petrov wins a free kick. He was sandwiched by Arteta and Lovenkrands.
It's going to be a yellow card.
And his afternoon, Peter Lovenkrands just goes from bad to worse. He's had little impact in attack, and that's about his only impact so far. A yellow card against him.
It's a sandwich between Arteta and Lovenkrands there. And, you know, I can understand why Stuart Douglas produced a yellow card. There's not too much in that. Lovenkrands, we said earlier, he hasn't been in the game much at all, and that comes from a defensive aspect as well as attacking.
Celtic set to threaten again with another set piece. Thompson in, and it's clawed off the line by Stefan Klos, and that could have been an own goal, I reckon.
I think it's actually offside, Rob, but Thompson's in. Stefan Klos doesn't know it's offside. It's Chris Sutton, I think it's a touch on it.
It was Henning Berg, I think.
Yeah, it's off the bench, off the top of Berg. It's Varga's offside, certainly interfering with play.
And it's another superb save this from Stefan Klos. He certainly wasn't expecting it from Berg, and it was heading inside the upright.
It's great goalkeeping. He doesn't try to dive right across his goal. He moves his feet first of all. That allows him to get there in time.
Capucho can't keep possession. Hooked downfield by Lennon. Berg to Rickson. The minute he chose to let that run, he was always going to struggle to keep it in, Fernando Ricksen.
It was a difficult one for him. He tried to let the ball through his body to play the forward pass, but again, Alan Thompson working so hard to close him down.
Rangers heading for a third Premier League defeat of the season. They lost to Celtic at Ibrox in October. They lost to Dunfermline at East End Park 3 weeks ago. And they're on the way here to another defeat, which you would imagine signals the end of their championship challenge. They won't give up, but 11 points behind against an all-conquering Celtic. It surely has to be Celtic's title.
It's certainly a massive gap. Very difficult for Rangers to bridge that gap now. As you say, they won't give up. Alan McLeish will make sure they keep working. If nothing else, there's 2 cup competitions for them yet, and also to build for next year.
Craig Moore, the captain. Short with his pass for Peter Lovenkrantz. Agat, Lennon, Petrov. Just so difficult to get the ball off Celtic. Craig Moore finally does. Arteta to Lovenkrantz. That's Michael Ball. Varga clears. Berg fires it into the feet of Moles. Wide for Burke. A Celtic change check.
Yeah, Liam Miller's going to be introduced into things. He might consider himself lucky to be left out in the first place, but he's coming on, and it's John Hartson who'll make way.
So John Hartson is going to get this record-breaking goal. We'd better do it quickly. Larson's pass, cleared by Lovenkrantz. Foul by Ricksen on Thompson.
He certainly caught Alan Thompson that time. A quiet word there from Stuart Dougal, no yellow card. Thompson does well again, nicks the ball across, enticing the challenge, and Ricksen catching him late. I'm sure it will keep Alan Thompson. No, the one thing about Alan Thompson, he certainly doesn't mind challenges on him. He's also more than willing to put in his foot and make a challenge at the right time as well.
Varga's free kick. Berg gets the better of Hartson. Arteta nicks it away from Sutton. Ball to Moore. "80 minutes played. 2-0 Celtic. Petrov in the first half, Varga in the second. And twice Celtic have struck the frame of the goal as well. Larsson and Berg. Lovenkrantz cross. Arveladze leaping for the cross.
It's a decent chance from Arveladze. Again, it's that high ball into the box, easy for the big Celtic defenders to deal with.
I think Celtic will now make that change. It's going to be John Hartson coming off, having failed to add to his old firm scoring record. 4-4 now, 4-5. But he's put in a good shift. It's been a terrific Celtic team effort. That's what it's all about. That's where their success comes from. And even when John Hartson doesn't score, you can guarantee he's going to be giving it a massive effort. And it's encouraging for Celtic to be able to bring on Liam Miller for the last 10 minutes.
He's played well, John Hartson, today. Chris Sutton, I'm sure, will play up front now beside Larsson, and Miller will slot into that midfield area. And as you said, he's another very talented young player.
Balde strikes the free kick. Sutton now up alongside Larsson. Has it back. Has a free kick. Given against Lovenkrands.
I think the crowd are looking for a second yellow card for Lovenkrands. Don't think it's going to happen, no. You see the challenge here, Petrov again involved. Lovenkrands working back onto Sutton. No question, that was a free kick. A little bit dramatic there from Lovenkrands afterwards.
Stefan Klos beaten twice already, and he's played superbly.
He's played well, you're right. A wonderful bit of shot this time from Thompson rather than the cross. Certainly much closer.
Alan Thompson's effort! A sensational goal from Thompson. Rounds off Celtic's Old Firm win. He does it so well, his 8th goal of the season, and there's no doubt about it now. Celtic are going to move 11 points ahead of Rangers in the title race.
It's a tremendous free kick. We've seen Thompson do this time and time again. It's over the wall, it's just under the crossbar. The goalkeeper's covering the other side, he's going to try and work across. But even Stefan Klos, the best of form, can't get anywhere near that one. That's going to be classed as a perfect free kick.
It's so accurate, it clips the underside of the crossbar on its way in. Wherever Martin O'Neill is, he's not surprised because Alan Thompson does it all the time. And in front of Tord Grip, the England assistant manager, his timing was pretty much immaculate. And I wonder if Alan Thompson will crop up in the next England squad list.
Well, one thing about Thompson, his form at Celtic has been very, very consistent. There's no doubt he's a first-class player, and if England saw they've got a better player in that position, they've got to be a really good one.
Arteta to Ball. Here's a chance for Shota Avalanza. It's the wrong side of the crossbar for Rangers. Seconds after Thompson's went in off the underside, the Rangers striker's effort clips off the top of the bar.
It just isn't going to be Rangers' day. Avalanza does everything right there. Bobo Ball is across, trying to block the shot. It's a good run. He anticipates that Moles is going to do something. Just watch Avalanza's run. Moles this one through his body. Avalanza's onto it, does everything right. It's off the crossbar and clear.
And Rangers know it's not their day. 3-0 Celtic. Happy faces, or they should be. John Gregg just appointed to the Rangers board, alongside the chairman, John McClelland. Free kick given against Craig Moore, but what a player Alan Thompson is. If it's the delivery from wide positions, is it the late runs into the box to score goals, is it the set-piece ability, and the way he does that. Such precision, a lethal finish, and game over. Lovenkrands thumps it downfield. Moles to Avalanza. Now Rickson. Arteta away from Miller.
I think sure Dougal's given a free kick there, just outside the centre spot.
Grim-faced Alec McLeish and Andy Watson well beaten here. Can't really have too many complaints, Andy.
No, they can't. If anything, it's a silly free kicks. The last one, Thompson scores goal. It's a marvellous goal. Decent effort there from Avaladze again, but you've got to look at Lovenkrands giving a free kick away unnecessarily on the edge of the box within striking range. Just a good effort from Avaladze again, support from midfield, gets it on target, but not enough to trouble the goalkeeper again.
10-6 in terms of shots on goal. 3 of Celtic's have gone in, and 2 others have hit the frame of the goal, so that's sharp shooting from Celtic. They have the scent of the title in their nostrils, Celtic, and they will not give up their pursuit until it's won. That's offside. 2.5 minutes left of the 90, and it's long gone for Rangers now.
Yeah, the game's well over. The points are staying at Celtic Park. Celtic have certainly played well and worked very, very hard for the victory. Rangers, just too many players not performing on the day.
Sandy, man of the match.
Well, Rob, there's been a few contenders. Obviously all in Celtic strips. Stirling Petros played very well, Alan Thompson, but that man there, Bobo Baldé, I think he's been immense. If you're going to attack and play well, you have to have a foundation to do that. And he's read the game so well, snuffed out every thread the Rangers have had today. He's my Bank of Scotland man of the match.
And right on cue, there he is again, although, well, this time the decision goes against him. But he is dominated at the middle of the Celtic defence. It's another lovely ball down the line from Thompson. Sutton to Larson. Lennon to Agat. You can see it in the body language now. There's a spring in Celtic step. Rangers are heavy-limbed. The heads are being hung. The outcome is clear.
I think that sums up Rangers' performance then. Lovenkrands, a simple pass to Capuscio, couldn't get that right. Allowed Bobo Baldé to make that challenge. He's not happy with chap at all.
It's going to be a New Year's party for the Celtic supporters. It's the first New Year's Old Firm match in 4 years, and it's going to end in 3 points for Celtic and a league advantage of 11. 2 minutes to be added. We've played 90. Petrov and Varga and Thompson with the goals. And twice more Celtic were denied by the upright. McNamara in for Larsson, cut out by Rickson. A minute and a half away from the final whistle at Celtic Park.
I'm sure the Rangers players now just want this game to finish.
That was Miller's header. Arteta to Rickson. Aimed at Avaladze. Good skill from Shota Avaladze. Great defending from Didier Agat.
He's unlucky, Avaladze, that time. Just can't get enough time to get the shot off. Good defending from Didier Agat, tucking in from the right back area.
He's been a star turn too, Sandy.
Well, when you look at the fact that Agat hasn't played for a long, long time, I think he played part of a under-21 game midweek. He's strolled through this game.
Michael Ball probing at the Celtic defence. It hasn't happened very often. In goes Arveladze. Jackie McNamara clears. It's almost over. Celtic have won the second Old Firm match of the season, and they go 11 points ahead of Rangers at the top of the Bank of Scotland Premier League. Very conclusive in the end. Stilian Petrov scored with a diving header in the first half, which Stefan Klos did his level best to keep out. Then from a set piece, Rangers were undone in the second half. Bobo Balde set up Stan Varga to head in the goal, which really put Celtic out of sight. And the icing on the cake was applied by Alan Thompson. A second half set piece, a lovely curling, dipping free kick, clipping the underside of the crossbar on its way in. And that was that. Rangers have now won only once in 12 Old Firm league games, and they fall so far behind Celtic in the league that it's difficult to see any way back for them. It's been a Saturday afternoon of deep disappointment for Rangers, an afternoon of jubilation for Celtic. This could be a monumental moment as regards where the title ends up at the end of the season. Celtic 11 points ahead after a 3-0 win.
And that's with half of the season still remaining. A remarkable outcome, 3-0, and Celtic illustrating the gulf now that lies between the two halves of the Old Firm. Let's hear from the man of the match then, Bobo Balde.
Bobo, fantastic performance. You must have enjoyed that. I have to ask you, do you think the championship is won now?
No. A long way to go, so we're very happy to win this game, and we now are on the top of the league with 11 points ahead, so it's good before the small break we're going to have, and we will keep going on this way until the end, because last year we remember when Rangers they were on the top of the league with 8 points ahead, and we finished with the same point. So we won today, it's good, but it's not finished.
Later this month you're going to play for your country in the African Nations Cup. Do you wish you're still here playing with Celtic instead?
Yeah, I think we will stay on the top with the point we got now, the difference we got. I will be back for the Hearts game. So I will leave just after the Hearts game. So we got time to think about the African Cup.
You look very happy with your game. You seem to be enjoying your football. Is this the best you've been playing?
I'm happy. We won. We finished the game with a clean sheet, so it's good. But I don't think it's my best game. So I will keep working.
Well, we think it's the best game because I'm about to give you a champagne as man of the match. But you must have thought during that game when you saw the saves earlier on from Stefan Klos that it was going to be a problem to get one past him today.
Yes, he's a good player, and we made some great challenge. We won some great challenge when the game started, so it was good to keep confidence. And now we score some goal before and after. It was easier to control the game.
Well done today, Bobo. Bank of Scotland man of the match, champagne. Enjoy it. Thank you
very much.
Well done.
Seems odd that on a day when Celtic were so clearly superior, it's a defender who wins the man of the match, but he did have a terrific game, didn't he? Bobo Balde, the main man, Helen Allison from Stirlingshire, Harry Alt from Edinburgh, and Fred Martin from Aberdeen win themselves the Bank of Scotland prizes. Well, the statistics are impressive, aren't they? Celtic set a new all-time club record of 18 consecutive league wins. They're now 67 matches at home unbeaten. They've lost just one of their last 12 league games against Rangers, and look at the gap. 11 points between the two halves of the Old Firm, and we're only on the 3rd of January. The goal difference is huge as well. That now goes up to 27. And the significance goes beyond the statistics, Gordon, impressive though they are. There's a huge gap in quality.
There is. I think that as the game went on, it showed more and more. I would say that we said before the game, Rangers had a chance if a few things had to happen, and those things were happening in the early part of the game. Rangers were beginning to get things going with the 3 in the midfield, putting 3 up front, forced Celtic to change their system. Celtic adjusted to it, got the first goal, and after that happened, then with Ray going off and the changes that happened, I just couldn't see. Even at half-time, I just felt it was over for Rangers. I couldn't see them getting back in the game, and it worked out that way. I think Celtic cruised through the second half. I don't even think they had to put as much into it to win. And we're saying it's an 11-point gap, it's a 12-point gap.
Because of the goal difference.
I mean,
right. And no matter how much effort and how much tactical acumen there might be, the gap in quality, I think, is stark. Don't you think so, Paul?
It's vast. I mean, Celtic won today comprehensively. I thought individually, collectively, they dominated all over the pitch. I thought they were tactically, technically, physically far superior than Rangers. And I think they were very focused. They were ruthless, in my opinion. Rangers' best contribution for me was the first 20 minutes, where I think if they would have scored, the outcome may have been different. At half-time, we were saying, you know, the most important things that they don't concede within the first 15 minutes. Dougie, we wanted a response. We're looking at Rangers. I think what's disappointing, Alex, there wasn't the response. There wasn't the urgency in the players. We're looking at young Burke. I thought it was terrific. He's a young man. He's a baby in many respects compared to his experience of the game.
And he was one of the best players.
Went out and wanted to take the initiative. He played with such a carefree, confident approach that I've got a lot of respect for him. But there was one or two big players that were missing on the day for Rangers, and at this level it's not good enough. And I think with Celtic it's been a success story insofar as their experience in the Champions League, their experience in the UEFA Cup, and you see they've got a great physical presence. They're a very good side there technically, and it's all come together. They're a very accomplished side throughout the whole of Europe.
Yeah, they dominated utterly. They won 3-0. Let's look back over the highlights of an afternoon that the Celtic fans will long remember. First half, well, both sides had chances, but I think it's significant that this was arguably Rangers' best of the match, Gordon. I think their first shot on target came 4 minutes from the end.
Yeah, and it was Abeladze as well. I mean, it's a half chance there that he had, and then Celtic managed to get themselves more in the game. Great header from Baldi, good save from Kloss. And you just felt that, you know, there's just the strength, as Paul's mentioned there about the strength that Celtic have, physical strength, and that's always in evidence in these games now. And I think that from that goal, disappointing from Rangers' point of view, but a great ball in from Henrik Larsson on his left foot, a marvellous cross. Hartson makes a great run. I mean, you've got to mention that now, that Hartson took away the defence. Look at Hartson's run. He took ball away from marking the back post, and all of a sudden Petrov arrived there. It was a fine goal from Celtic.
Although Abeladze might have
picked him up, but Hartson's run made the goal.
Yeah. And this is towards the end of the first half. Didier Agat came back into the side today, and well, he's always a threat, especially when he goes down the right wing and whips in a ball like this.
Marvellous contribution, Dougie, considering he'd been out for a while. He's a tremendous athlete, good ability. But what you got there, we've seen him go 2/3 of the way, not the final ball. You've got the quality of the final ball, which to be a top-class player, you've got to do that consistently, and he's certainly demonstrating that.
Alan Thompson might have been disappointed not to have made it 2-0 just before half-time with that header, but of course he would make amends. Certainly in the second half. Highlights now of the second 45. A half gone, which, as you say, Rangers totally dominated. This foul by Craig Moore might have been a red card had he been last man, but look at the damage that it creates.
Yeah, well, Celtic dominated the second half, Dougie. I mean, there's no doubt about it that foul led to that opportunity. A great effort from Larsson.
That was deliberate. He meant that, didn't he?
Knows exactly what he's doing there. And then comes the goal. I have to say, a lot of Rangers players were left watching the situation there. A bit of ball, watching the ball went to the back post. Baldi does really well to get back across goal, and I think Vargas very brave here because he knows Stefan Kloss is
going to can
get hurt there. Yeah, absolutely. And it was all over. I mean, 2-0. I felt at 1-0 at half time. I just couldn't see Rangers come back in this game at all, because I felt that everything they had to do to stop Celtic playing had already gone in the first half. Their shape had gone, the players weren't contributing anymore, and all of a sudden it was mainly Celtic. Probably the only mistake Baldi made in the whole game. He was outstanding today, and then he made that mistake there through his legs. Moles, if it goes in, maybe you get a different game in the last part. Rangers get a lift, but missed the target.
And what about this for a free kick, Paul? This is just
absolutely
superb.
Stunning. The thing is, you've got to get it over the wall and get it down by the time the goalkeeper gets there. But any ball that hits the underside of the bar, that's going in. That's a stunning effort of a player for me. If he's not in the England squad, then we might as well pack up and go home. He's an outstanding talent. He's proved that at domestic level, at the highest level in the Champions League. wonderful quality, very dependable, scores goals, makes goals, but delivers a lot of quality into the box. And I think that capped an outstanding performance by him and obviously Celtic.
It was. Is the league over, Gordon?
Yeah, I mean, you won't get Celtic to even say it. I mean, if I was at Celtic Football Club, I wouldn't be saying it's over. You just say, well, we're happy with our lead, we'll keep going. You don't want to tempt fate, do you? You're going to get embarrassed if you don't end up winning the league when you get that kind of lead. But
I think the thing is going as well,
the
the psychological hangover now that might come with Rangers now as a consequence of not just the defeat, Dougie, but the manner of the defeat. I think that's significant.
Craig Moore had also said that if Rangers lost today, they wouldn't win the league. So I think the players know.
They know. And Martin O'Neill will certainly know. Let's hear from him. He's talking to Chick.
Martin, I'll be the first person to ask you this. I probably won't the last before the night is out. Is that the league over?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have got a load of difficult games coming up now. We go away to Hearts, next league game, away to Aberdeen, and before then this is Kilmarnock at home, and we travel to Dunfermline before you ever start thinking about anything at all. And that's it was a great win for us today. We're absolutely delighted. Our players were absolutely excellent, and we needed to be. We just needed to be today, and we needed to be absolutely right, and we were.
But there was a huge gulf in class between the teams, wasn't there?
I didn't see that at all, and I don't subscribe to that whatsoever. That we have to be very, very strong. We have to listen to what other people are saying about us or about opposition or whatever the case may be. You've got to keep focused in the dressing room the whole time, and let other people say whatever they want to do. But we have to drive on.
There were some great individual performances. Now, Alan Thompson being watched by the English management team today. He should be in the England squad, shouldn't he?
Absolutely, without a doubt. He was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And I mean, the goal at the end just about epitomised his performance. I thought there were wonderful performances today. We had about 5 individuals, that there wasn't a hit-worth of difference between them. They were absolutely top class.
Among them, Bobo Baldé, we're giving the man of the match champagne. You're going to miss someone who goes to play for the African nations?
Yeah, I mean, Bobo's been talking there about coming back for the Hearts game. We would desperately need him to come back for the Hearts game. We just have a couple of people with a few niggling injuries, and we want to try and see that through. I want him to come back. Obviously, the whole team wants him to come back. And we've told him, listen, he can do what he wants when he's out there. He can lie in the sun if he wants to, but we need him back for the games, and I think he'll come back for at least that one.
What this does, it gives you some breathing space, at least if you don't concede the Championship's won, and you can concentrate, of course, spread your games now, the players between the UEFA Cup and their domestic trophies.
Well, I've thought about that a lot, obviously, and we have spread the side or spread the team in over the years. I think you have to earn the right to be in the side. I think that's the sort of lesson that I've certainly learned here, and you have to earn that right to be in the team. And the players here do not want to give it up lightly. Yeah, well, there's no midwinter break this particular time, but they'll drive on, and they're full of it at the moment. It was a great win for them. Confidence is high, but you know what it's like. It's a couple of defeats and you're back again.
We'll see if that happens, Martin. Well done. Thanks
you. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Yes, a very deeply satisfied manager. He can't talk about winning the league at this stage. He can't talk about the gap in class, but we can. It's there. We've pointed that out already. Not just because it's 11 points, Gordon. Celtic aren't going to lose 4 matches between now and the end of the season, while at the same time Rangers win all theirs.
I don't think so. I just think that if your Rangers are you're relying on the opposition to do you a favour, the other teams in the league, I don't think they will. I mean, Martin O'Neill saying there that a couple of defeats and you're right back in it. When's the last time they had a couple of defeats?
Yes,
not in domestic league football.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily saying they'll go through the season undefeated. I mean, it's feasible, I suppose. It's unlikely, but it's the fact that Rangers aren't going to win all their remaining games.
I think Rangers had to do it for themselves. I mean, if they can't do it for themselves, having played Celtic twice in the league already and lost both games, how can they feasibly expect other teams to do the job? And already that is the case. And as I say, they're effectively 12 points behind, and I don't think that any Rangers fans out there will genuinely believe they can win the league this season.
They'll be unhappy, quite rightly. But from Alec McLeish's point of view, he can point to the fact he's lost players of the calibre of Ferguson, Amoruso, McCann, Newman, and had to replace them with very little money. You can't really lay it all at Alex McLeish's door.
I've got a great regard for Alex McLeish, because I think the Rangers supporters have to remember his achievements last season. Equally, Dougie, when you lose players of that quality, they have to be replaced with the same, if not better quality. And without being disrespectful to other players, they're good players that have come in, but what they haven't done is made the impact that's necessary. Now, that may come. I'm sure Alex will be working on that. But it just represents a difficult time for him, and obviously, but you know, Alex, he's a fighter. Everything about him is positive, and it's okay. It's a big, stringent test now of his managerial capacity. But for me, you know, he's got a lot. He's an outstanding manager, and I think, you know, he'll be working with his players straight away to get back into them, and you know, I think that's going to start certainly from tomorrow.
Yeah, we're hearing also that Martin O'Neill has confirmed, Gordon, that Stephen Pearson is likely to sign within the next few days to strengthen the squad even further. Strengthen what is already an exceptional Celtic team, perhaps as good as the club have had since the great days of the late 60s, early 70s.
It's definitely a very strong squad. I mean, he's allowed Petr to go. I think Gray's going back to Sunderland. He's bringing in Stephen Pearson, a fine player, but you wonder where Pearson's going to get in the team. He must be thinking that himself.
All right, okay. Well, Alex McLeish has emerged from the Rangers dressing room. Here's what he has to say. He's talking again to Chick.
Alex, a tough question, a tough time, but is that the league race over?
I think Celtic can only lose it now. You know, to give you the answer perfectly simply and straightforward answer is that they can only throw it away.
I know how disappointed you'd be, but your team didn't play well, did they?
Started all right. We think we had control of the ball and we lost the first goal. And the first goal's so vital, you know, and to lose it, I think after about 18 minutes, was put us on the back foot and gave Celtic a lift. And then, of course, set pieces are a massive threat.
Yeah, I mean, you were so good at that when you were playing yourself. I could see the disappointment in your face at these situations.
Yeah, it's sometimes, you know, we're matching Michael Ball against Varga, who's a good head and shoulders above him. But, you know, it was a toss-up between 3 or 4 players and who was picking up who. So they do carry a massive threat, and they got their goal. There are goals from headers.
You really do rue missing the players that you're missing, don't you? De Boer in particular, maybe.
Yeah, we're still in the physical side. That's why we threw Gavin in today. We thought we could shore things up a wee bit in the middle and give Mikel Arteta a more free role. We didn't think the 4-4-2 was suiting him too much, and I stand by that selection without a doubt. But you know, just possibly losing that goal, as I said at that time, when I felt we started the game the better team.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, thanks.
Yes, Alex McLeish with a great deal of thinking to do. We're almost out of time before...